Lesson 10, Day 3, Drawing Qualitative Graphs. So I will not be reviewing the example problem about Angela and Lori because the first page for this lesson already walks through it in the analyzer and the graphic section. So make sure that you have reviewed both sections before you move on to the connected problem. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to that. All right, so the connected. Now you can sketch a graph of a similar situation to the one on the previous page. So we have this problem. Mrs. Elijah does errands on her lunch break. So the two things we're comparing are time, which is the time she has for her lunch break, and then the errands that she's doing, so the distance from work, because she has to go back to work right after she completes these errands. So what I'm going to do, instead of going through all of the connected problems with you, I'm going to leave those to you, but I will be drawing out my qualitative graph representing this situation about Mrs. Elijah running her errands. All right, so we know she's running her errands. That's what this whole graph is about. So Mrs. Elijah's errands. Okay, so that's what this whole graph is about, her running her errands. So she starts walking quickly. So she of course starts off at work. So her distance from work should be 0. So she should start off in this corner. She goes very fast in a small amount of time to wherever she's going, right? So she starts walking quickly, very quickly. Then she has to slow down as the sidewalk gets crowded. So then she slows down. So that means she's not going as fast, but she's still creating some distance between herself and work. So that's our second thing that's happening. Next, she stops at a store and picks up a few items. So she stops somewhere. She stops somewhere. So the distance from her work and wherever she's at, I guess the store this time, she's not moving anywhere, going any farther, but the time is still going. So she's still running out the time, but she's just not going any farther away from her job. All right, so that's the third thing that happens. And then finally, she quickly walks back to the office since there's no longer a crowd. So she goes back to the office. So that means if she's back at work, that means that our graph should go right back to 0. And they said she quickly did that. So we're going to make it like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and label our different sections of our graph. So we have the first section, the second, third, and fourth. So what you're going to do is, based on, of course, the situation that you were given about Mrs. Elijah, and based on the qualitative graph I just drew, use this to answer those connected problems. All right. Also, make sure that you are answering your try it questions, doing the same thing that I just did. All right, so you will be creating your own qualitative graphs to solve both problems 12 and 13. Of course, you can rewind this video as much as you need to so you can best do it. All right, thank you.